use that for life, and let them have an open mind. If you have an open mind and say, okay, right, guys, this is what you want to do. What is it do you like about it? What do you want to do? Are you happy doing this? And support them fully. The children who are creative, the children are very, very creative in something that they are really, really drawn to. So look out for those sort of things. And when we don't normally do... we are starting to do Discover the Work You're Born to Do for pre-university age, but we are hoping to bring it down to a lower age group so that people start to really be aware of who they are and what they're born to do at a much younger age. But I think that's probably a couple of years away from now.
Oh, lovely. I think I have a caller online. Let me just connect him.
Yeah, sure.
And let's see whether they have a question for you guys. This is a live show, so if you want to dial in, the number to do so is 646-716-7979. Bear in mind, it's a USN number, so you may get charged if you are somewhere else in the world. Right. Michele is all about finding the flow to your life. She is really working holistically, practically, and systematically, which ensures that we do get effective results. So, Michele, in terms of your workshops and training, what is so different from what's currently out there?
I think certainly in my experience and in the 7 years that I pursued this really, really actively, a lot of the times they were looking at very surface level stuff. So they would look at your passions, as we just discussed. They would look at your talents, and it was just not enough to give me a start or to even really understand what it is I was born to do. So what we do, and I think I mentioned this earlier, on our courses, the difference is, first of all, we help you to understand the core of who you are, the essence of who you are, how you show up in the world, how you process the world, how you interact in the world, so you could truly understand who you are. Once you understand that, it then becomes so much easier to be able to step into what it is you are born to do. And this is, we also run workshops on building your emotional resilience, creating harmony in relationships, your route to vibrant health, and they all work in exactly the same way. It's understanding the unconscious aspect of it. And the reason for that is basically in life, in the universe, the unseen, what is unseen drives the seen. Okay, so if you take, for example, a tree has roots, which is not seen. Okay, so if anything were to happen to the roots, if it did not get nourishment, if it got disease, the tree itself would die. Okay, if a building didn't have foundations, which is the unseen aspect of the building, any slight wind, any storm, it would just automatically blow away. If we take that same analogy into human beings, you take something like confidence. Confidence isn't seen. The results of confidence is seen. So if you have two people who are vying for exactly the same job, one has confidence, one doesn't, chances are the one with confidence will get the job. Okay, so the unseen always drives the seen. So what we try to do is help you to understand the unseen aspects of yourself. There are countless courses that deal with the seen aspect of yourself, but they don't merge the two. And when we talk about living holistically, it is about acknowledging both the seen and the unseen, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, because it's only by merging those two together do you really get a holistic view of who you are and how you show up in the world. And I think that in a nutshell really is the difference that makes the difference. We approach everything from the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual, because we are physical beings, we are mental beings by our thinking, we are emotional beings by our feelings, and we are spiritual beings by our need to connect to something higher. If you just change one of them, it doesn't work. You need to change across the board. So this is why personal development sometimes can be, it is great for inspiring you, but sometimes it can be a hit and miss, because it really is, for the most part, dealing with the mental aspect of it. It's change your thoughts. It is be more positive. It's have a goal, go for it. But it doesn't deal with the emotional side of it, the spiritual side of it, the physical side of it, where you need to actually take action. So what we do is what we call really truly holistic. The seen, the unseen, the conscious, the unconscious, straight across the board, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, so that we could ensure that change really happens and that you have flow in your life.
This is like finding your true selves and bringing out your authenticity, right? People are always about being true to yourself, right? I
Yeah.
think we can only be true to ourselves when you're actually living the life which is true to us.
Yes. That is
Okay.
very, very true. Yeah. I think what it is I don't know if you do you know a lady called Bronnie Ware?
No,
Uh, have you heard of her?
sorry.
She's a palliative nurse and also a journalist. And during her work taking care of the elderly and dying, she interviewed them on their deathbed, and she asked them, what is their number one regret? And the number one regret is not living a life true to who you are. That is the absolute number one regret in life. And so for us, it is really the cornerstone of everything in life, getting people back to their authentic self. And I think really some people don't even know their authentic self. Some people they're very much influenced by their parents, by society, and they're not even consciously aware that this is not who they are. So I think it is just so important for people to start living their absolute authentic life, because that's when your life really, really begins to be in flow. And when I talk about having flow in your life, to me, flow is my definition of flow is the ability to have both inner peace and outer peace, regardless of the circumstances that is happening in your life, in your immediate environment, or in the world in general. So it is that absolute inner peace. And most people struggle when they're not living with authenticity, simply because every challenge is a burden for them, rather than them looking at a way, this is a way for me to learn and grow. Everything becomes a burden. It takes a lot of their energy to be something that you're not. And it's a weird thing. When you're being true to yourself and being your authentic self, you actually conserve energy, because it takes so little energy to be yourself. But when you're trying to be something that you're not, it takes up an incredible amount of energy, because it's like this proverbial, square peg in a round hole, and you're trying to force something in, so that you take up an incredible more energy trying to be something that you're not. And most times, this is why we have a nation, in fact, a world that is so tired at the end of the day. They're exhausted. They're exhausted because, and it's not a nice exhaustion. When you do something really lovely, you have a nice tiredness. But most people, they're just drained of energy. And this is really because, they're not living an authentic life. They're just trying to fit into society because they feel this need to belong, So that's my take on it, really.
Yes, definitely. It's funny you talk about being yourself. I was just having a conversation today with one of my friends today, and she was just talking about how she's managed to find that inner peace, and it was just letting go of it's just the art of letting go. I think sometimes you want to be in control of so many things, And once
Yes.
you learn that you can't control, a lot of things are not in your hand to be controlled.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
That reminds me very much of the Serenity Prayer. God grant me the gift to be able to change the things that I can, to not change the things that I can't, or something along. I'm paraphrasing, and the wisdom to know the difference. And so once you accept life, yes, that is starting to get flow in your life, definitely.
yeah, I just personally talking from my personal experience, like when you say, I trained as an accountant, I knew something I was not enjoying, but it was so easy to just carry on doing that because it worked well with the environment, with the family and the kids. Even though
Yeah.
sometimes you want to change, you kind of not push yourself because it's easy to be in that comfort zone, right?
Oh my God, it is so easy to be the comfort zone, and it's very, very aptly named, can I just say, the comfort zone.
Mm.
Because, it's only when we step out of our comfort zone that we really, really start to grow. And,
Yes.
the thing with comfort zone is sometimes I think people can get quite overwhelmed, and they get overwhelmed when they try to go too far outside of their comfort zone. If they don't move from their comfort zone at all, they get stationary in life, and they sort of almost go around in circles all the time. But if they try to do too much too soon, they get very, very overwhelmed. So the trick really is to just step slightly outside of your comfort zone where it stretches you, but it doesn't break you.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's like learning to be in your comfort zone when you are out of your comfort zone and
Yeah,
become
yeah. I think
home.
yeah, it's called getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, get
yes.
comfortable with being uncomfortable. And can I just say that can work wonders for your life? That absolutely works wonders for your life, because if you continually step outside your comfort zone, you will be so surprised at how far you can go. At how far you can go. And on a daily basis, I try to step outside of my comfort zone. It's like, even us arranging this, it's like, oh, Michelle, would you like to be interviewed? Oh, okay. You say yes. It's like, little intake of breath. And it's like, okay, no, this is a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I will do it, because the next
Yes,
time it will be that much easier. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if I didn't step up, then I would remain where I was beforehand. So it's
yeah,
really good. Yeah, it's really, really good to step out of your comfort zone as often as you possibly can. But remember what I said, step only a little way outside of your comfort zone, because too much, you get overwhelmed, and chances are you're going to climb up again.
yes, definitely. I think whatever life experiences that sort of throws at you, there's always something to learn from it.
Yeah,
And
oh, definitely. I
and
think if we really understand that life is just one big learning experience, that's all it is. I think all we're here to do is really learn and grow, learn and grow. And you're quite
yeah,
right. Just if we could start learning from our experiences, it will be absolutely amazing. And don't think of them as something that's bad happening to you. Think of them as an opportunity to grow and expand
yeah,
yourself, because I tell you, you can go, your light will start to shine. You will start to create that flow in your life. You really, really
yeah,
will.
definitely. And just coming back to the workshops you run, can I just
Yeah.
ask you what's the sort of target market is it for? Is it people like who are just looking for a change, or is it for they've come to a crossroad, or they just I don't know. What sort of am I sort of?
Yeah, I would actually say it probably the anybody who is very, very interested in personal development and personal growth, but who finds that the personal development courses isn't giving them everything that they need, because they do it. I love personal development courses simply because they get you to move forward and to aspire, but they do miss that unconscious aspect of it that I talk about. It is for people, anybody who just often say to themselves, oh my God, there's got to be more to life than this. there has to be more to life than this. And they are looking for this, looking for something outside of their 9 to 5 day, the treadmill of life, as it were.